is the most wonderful time of the year. It's bracket season, and we're going to talk about that more on today's edition of Village Vice. He's Zach Blackerby. I'm Brad Law. Little hot under the collar, and I'm going to talk about it in just a second, because if you don't believe now that Nick Saban is retired and Kalen DeBoer is trying to get things off the ground, if you weren't convinced that the Alabama media machine was out in full force, there's another example of it this week, and we're going to get into that. I want to say this first, though, Zach. We were in Huntsville for the baseball game Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Love going there. Trash Panda's do an excellent job. If you're in that area, go to Trash Panda's games this year. It's awesome.
Home of Sonny DeShera.
Yes. I had 4 different people stop me at random points before or right as I was ready to go on the field to do post-game stuff, to talk about how much they love Village Vice.
Oh, that's great.
That's
awesome.
So cool when people stop you and they tell you that they watch the show every day or every time it's on, and they don't miss an episode, and know that we appreciate that. And hopefully we're gracious in person as we want to be, because we really, really do appreciate it and love seeing villagers everywhere we go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah. Do they tell you that they have that everybody has vices, but Village Vice is one of theirs?
Yeah, I've had people yell at me before. Hey, Brad, everybody's got vices.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool. So we do appreciate that. Don't ever feel like you're holding up anything to start, because I don't want to hold you up. No, please. Please give me affirmation. I'm all for it. All right.
So Alabama.
Zach, I usually don't talk about stuff like this. Yeah. There are examples all the time. All the time. I usually don't talk about stuff like this because it gives the people doing it exactly what they want. But I want to draw attention to one in particular today. There's an AL.com article written by an Alabama beat writer. Now, his job has changed. He's no longer an Alabama beat writer, okay? But he's an Alabama beat writer. And he put out an opinion piece on Auburn's defensive coordinator. Now, right away, any Auburn person who reads that, right away, that should, by the way, be a huge crimson flag waving to say what you're about to read is unequivocally going to upset you if you're an Auburn fan, and that's the goal. That's the intention. The intention is for it to upset you and for you to read it, to click on it, to leave a comment, to interact with the author. Like, that's the whole point, because who flipping cares what an Alabama media member thinks? Thinks. It's an opinion piece. Thinks, not reports, thinks about the Auburn defensive coordinator. Who gives a flying flip? We do enough to talk about it on the show. Anyway, it's a hit piece on DJ Durkin. That's what it is. If you want to go read it, I guess you can. But a few things that I want you to pay very close attention to as you do that. And it's in particular the verbiage, second chance, third chance, fourth chance, right? When you get a job somewhere and you leave that job to take another job, that doesn't add a number to the number of chances, right? Like, you can, if you're given a second chance at something and then you leave for another job, arguably a better position, that's not a third chance after a second chance. You're getting a second chance at whatever line of work that you're in. You just took a different position. So the intentionality of framing it as third chance, fourth chance would imply a repeated failure. All right? I get a second chance to build this tower after it fell down. Oh, it fell down again. Now I get a third chance. No, the tower didn't fall a second time.
Right.
That's not what happened. That's an intentional use of language to create a narrative.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a second chance or a third chance every time you get a job, so if this is your 5th coaching stop, is that your 5th chance with that logic? Because then if that's how you're writing and that's how you're using that term, then Kalen DeBoer got another chance when he was hired by Alabama. Like, if that's if that's the standard you're setting with how you're phrasing things, that's what you have to do.
We'll see how Kalen DeBoer handles a second chance at his coaching career.
And it's like, that's ridiculous. That would be a ridiculous thing to write.
He attempts to position himself to be able to say that it's a balanced article by quoting the father of a Maryland running back talking about how DJ Durkin, quote, he deserves it, talking about another chance, a chance to work again in college football. Okay. He deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I know his heart, and I knew he would be back. That's one side. The other side of that, here's the direct quote from the article. At the same time, an unnamed parent of former Terp players went as far as calling him a, quote, narcissistic sociopath in 2018 interviews with The Athletic. Buzzwords, create emotion, narcissistic sociopath. Can I tell you that I've heard from individuals who worked inside the building with the former Alabama football coach? People use the exact same phrase to describe Nick Saban. Narcissistic sociopath. That's not me giving my opinion. That's the exact, and it's ironic, the exact phrase from someone who worked in the building while he was the head coach for a period of time.
Sure.
So again, we're using the words on purpose. We know full well what we're doing. We're trying to incite. We're trying to create response. That's all we're about. And I could probably go on for 20 or 30 minutes, but like, I don't expect.
I want to ask you another question.
Okay.
About the art. I didn't read it. I wasn't going to.
Yeah.
But I've seen lots of opinion on it and lots of people reacting on it. So there's apparently a part of it where he discusses like how he was the one question. He asked the one question that like stumped him or something like that. What were your thoughts on that part of it?
Was it? Let me edit myself on the go.
Careful.
It was a stupid question. It wasn't a good question to ask.
He asked two that I saw on the video, and the second one was much better. Like asking, how are you different since Maryland? I think that is a perfectly fine question.
Yeah.
But asking him something, why do you deserve something that you have no control over, is a weird statement or a weird question. Because like, it's not, if somebody gives me a second chance on something, that is not my decision. That is somebody else giving me a second chance. So that would be, and also it's not even a second chance. Like you got a second chance at Ole Miss, and then another chance at A&M, and it's like that's not what we're really doing here.
And that's why I say it wasn't that's why I say it was a stupid question. I don't want to back off. It was a stupid question, and it was an intentionally combative question, and it's why you saw Coach Durkin and he talks about it in his article that he said it was second chance at a coaching career, because he's probably thinking, well, I had a second. This isn't a second chance. My second chance at a coaching stop came years ago at Ole Miss. So he's trying to figure out how to answer. Sometimes you ever have somebody ask you a stupid question and you don't want to just say, well, that was a stupid question. You want to try to answer it tactfully?
I just ignore it. Well, but he can't do that.
He can't do that. He's got a microphone in front of him. Yeah. So I agree. Second question was a lot better question. And you know what? It's just my opinion. Others won't share the same opinion, but this is an opinion piece from one co-host of Village Vice. That was a stupid question. And it was answered as such in a tactful way. The other point that I have to make to kind of wrap up my thoughts on this is why? Why does the Alabama beat writer write a hit piece on an Auburn coach now? He didn't say anything about DJ Durkin when he was considering, when Nick Saban was considering him for his defensive coordinator at Alabama. Didn't really come out with a piece about him at any other stop that he's made in the SEC that I've been able to find going back through the archives. So why? Could it be that at Alabama, things aren't stable for the first time in a long time, and that things at Auburn are trending up? And that old Alabama media machine, you call me a tinfoil hat wearer if you want to. I'm 42. I've seen this. I've seen it before Nick Saban. I've seen it when Tommy Tuberville was beating Alabama 6 times in a row. I've seen the attempts to take down momentum. So I just ask why. I ask why now.
Yeah. Give us your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm interested to hear other people's thoughts on this. And I got a feeling Alabama people find this too. Would love to hear your thoughts on it as well. All right. Other spring stuff that has happened over the past few weeks, Brad. Let's chat about that in just a moment here on Village Vice. Today's show is brought to you by our friends at mybookie.ag. It's a great time of the year, Brad. I mean, there's basketball pretty much. It's on all day, every day for the next several weeks. It's great. And it's really good basketball. And the only thing that can make it better is being involved in the action. And you can do that with our friends over at mybookie.ag. And what can make it even better than that? Free money to bet with. And you can do that when you use promo code NEXTROUND when you make that first deposit into your mybookie.ag account. Because all you have to do is type in next round and it goes bloop, bloop. That's the money hitting your account. It's free money. It's free money. So
you like how I thought that initially, and now I'm just on board with it. I just roll with it.
Yep. Yeah. We're so in sync. It's crazy.
Yes.
It's crazy. Yeah. So use promo code next round at mybookie.ag. Spring is happening. It's here. They have now started their second week of the second Hugh Freeze led spring practice. This is the first full week. What has been the trending storyline for you so far, Bradlaw?
The receivers and how they look different.
That's it.
I love it. And that's exciting. And I think it can be the difference in the win total improving in 2024 versus what it was in 2023. And that's still with a couple of guys yet to get here. And that's exciting too. Because whether those guys are able to crack the rotation or whether they're just providing depth in practice, that's encouraging. Not just Cam Coleman, by the way, but Cam Brown has looked good in these practices so far. That's exciting to see. I heard, I listened to you and Locked On Auburn all the time. You guys were talking about some of the individual work that the slot receivers were getting in practice the other day. That's encouraging. There's not a lot of surprises. And we've talked about that. There won't be a lot of surprises, we don't think, in the spring because of how many knowns there are.
Right.
But, to see Robert Lewis and to see Cam Coleman and to see Cam Brown and some of the returners out there as well, Caleb Burton, that's exciting to watch. It's because you get the sense that there's more competition. There's hotter competition there than there was a year ago.
Yeah, there's more at stake for sure. Yeah. I want to give a nod to Camden Brown. He was asked a question, and he was one of the players made available to us earlier this week. He was asked a question like, hey, why'd you stay? A lot of people in your situation would have left. And he's like, my dad taught me to never give up. And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he's like, I like it here. I want to compete. And, I chose to stay. And then he kind of went on like, people think that they know you and they don't. Like, they don't know what I'm going through. They don't know what how hard I'm working and all that. And it's like, to look that reporter in the eyes and say all that, it's like, good on you, dude. Yeah. Good on you. Because we're almost shocked now when we see loyalty and it's like, oh, you didn't get the starting job or you maybe underperformed expectations. Like, people jump in the portal. And I don't think we celebrate the folks who don't do that as much as we probably should. So, hats off to Camden Brown.
I know we've made the statement in the past, but year one, there's some turnover because maybe you're loyal to the previous guy, or maybe
there's a bunch of factors, right? That first year, sure.
But typically, there's more transition from year one to year two because now you know exactly what you're getting.
Yep.
And you've been able to maybe you waited around in the first year and you said, well, let me see what this is all about. And let me see about the culture of the program and all of those different factors. And now you know it. Yep. And we've said before that, this staff is looking, and a lot of staff, I mean, it's the name of the game now is you want guys who want to be coached hard. You want guys who embrace competition. And I have a lot of respect for Cam Brown and the others who, like, Jay Fair could have gone somewhere else. Now, he was a major part of the offense last year. There's no reason to think that he won't be, but they bring in Robert Lewis. They bring in this 1,000-yard receiver transfer. He could be battling for the same spot. It's not a guaranteed that Jay's going to get the same number of snaps that he got a year ago. Doggone, he's in there competing, though, and that's outstanding. I love that.
Yeah. I think this receiver group is solid. Now, I do want to clarify something because on the show you just mentioned, Locked on Auburn, like I did talk up Cam Coleman and I did talk up Bryce Kane and a few of the tight ends, but made it to a message board that I think the receivers were like getting consistent separation. And like, that's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. I think we did see more of it than we did this time a year ago, but I still think there's a ways to go in the wide receiver room. And I just wanted to add that. Like, yes, we can be very high on Cam Coleman and the upside of, Robert Lewis to transfer and, Jay Fair another year in the system and maybe Camden Brown, taking another step forward. Like, we could be high on the upside of all those things, but there's still such a ways to go with this wide receiver room. And Brad, that's okay because it's the second week of spring camp.
Yeah, exactly. But we have to talk about it now. I mean, let me ask you this. More catches in 2024, Cam Brown or Damari Alston? I love these hypotheticals.
Cam Brown.
Okay. Cam Brown or Jarquez Hunter?
Jarquez Hunter.
Okay. Damari, by the way, last year had 8 catches. So between the two of them, they only had 26.
I'm way off on this.
Okay.
I'm way off on this.
40 is a lot of catches for a running back, unless you're Clyde Edwards-Helaire in that 2019 LSU offense.
Yeah. Yeah. Tank in 21, different offense still.
Yeah.
Had 20. So, yeah, you're right. I still think Jarquez getting between 20 and 30 catches should be part of it.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a known commodity. So I'm not going to back off entirely off that take.
So if he gets 20, can you get 20 from Cam Brown?
I don't think so.
Okay. I think that's high still.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. What did Cam Brown have last year? 10? I have a hard time seeing
that.
Have
that many? I don't know.
He had 10. He had 10 last year. Yeah.
Oh, well, now see, he was injured for part of the year or wasn't 100% at the beginning of the year. And how many drops did he have? I think Cam could get 20. I don't know
so many other targets though.
I know.
And it's like when a running back is in and, I just think we're going to see a lot more like well-designed checkdowns this year than the previous year. And that's kind of part of my thought process. Now is Jarquez in when those happen? Like that's something. But I think they're going to use the check down and the swing routes and stuff like that to be an extension of the running game, because I think that's where Auburn is built to succeed right now.
Yeah. I also think I think Hugh Freeze wants to throw the ball more.
Yeah, in a way to do that without like just getting your quarterback destroyed is those quick things to the running back. So 40 is high, but I think 25 to 30 should be a goal for Jarquez Hunter. But they don't. I think it looks different. Like I think the offense looks like a modern 2024 college offense. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And he can do damage. Hey, 3 catches a game, 2 catches a game. He can do damage with that. He can do enough to get a first down.
That adds up for sure. Speaking of first downs, Brad.
First down, touchdown. It is Manscaped. Yeah, that was smooth. Speaking of smooth, Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra lets your confidence shine bright. Embrace the luck of the Irish this St. Patrick's Day. Join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com. Use our promo code VICE, V-I-C-E. You get 20% off and free shipping. And listen, trimming the hedges in your Irish garden isn't just for below the belt. No, it is not. You can complete your look with Manscaped's signature Beard Hedger Pro Kit and the Handyman electric face shaver. I use the Handyman myself for this area right under here. It is clean. It's quick.
Wow, it looks great.
I'm telling, doesn't it though? Thank you for noticing. So whether you're sculpting your beard, cleaning up your neckline, Manscaped has the right tools for the job. They have the right tool for the job so that you can show off the tool for the job that is right and Okay. Manscaped.com, 20% off and free shipping when you use promo code VICE. This is March, Zach. This is the most wonderful time of the year. With all due respect to Christmas, this is I love bracket season. I love the fact that on a Thursday of conference tournament week at 10 in the morning until 1 a.m., there's going to be basketball that means something. Big fan.
Me too, man. And I think Auburn's going to be right in the middle of all of it. So as we record this Thursday morning, I'm excited to see, who Auburn will end up playing tomorrow, Friday afternoon. I don't think it really matters. I think it's more about Auburn than it is Arkansas or South Carolina. If Auburn plays the way that they're supposed to, I think they'll be fine.
Agreed.
But still, excited to see what they do this March. I think the upside is tremendous.
The two games that opened the SEC tournament in particular were excellent to be Wednesday games. Those were excellent games, and that was only Wednesday. So we got several more days of this, and baseball this weekend. I'm about to leave to go to Nashville. Once we finish the show today, I'm headed to Nashville with baseball, and looking forward to seeing all the Auburn people up there. Maybe we'll run into some Villagers in Nashville. Who knows?
I hope you do. Let me know if you do. We'll get their names. We'll give them a shout out on the show.
Love it.
Brad, I think that about does it for today's show.
It does. Thanks everybody for watching. Remember, everyone has vices. Make sure Village Vice is one of yours.